there's a lot that happens in June and in our nation. And in 1919, in June, we signed the was it the what I'm gonna we signed the amendment that gave the women the right to vote. That it's not that it gave it, and this is one of the things that's about amendments, is that it clarifies all that it's supposed to mean, right? And so you have to write it down because some places in the nation were not participating in that. On the other hand, some places in the nation were, and it's the same thing with women the right to vote and with slavery. It's like, okay, guys, we can't come up with every way that you're going to misinterpret that all men are created equal, and that means everybody, okay?
Yes.
And
And
that
so there,
means now.
and that means now
Right.
exactly. So it's not it doesn't mean so the amendments are like, oh, we gave it to you like you were supposed to have, like, no, it was already there. It's just some people just weren't getting it. And so
Right.
the Lee family for it's been a real exciting time for us in our household, because we've been able to dive into, you know, the Lee family and the heritage, and really understanding, like, one family at a time. There are families that one family at a time we change our nation. And the Lees, as you were saying before, the Lees and the Washingtons, the Adams, the Jeffersons, they all knew each other. They all participated with each other. In fact, Robert E. Lee, his wife was a Custis, so that means that she was related to Martha Washington. And when we do our own family history, we can see who we're related to, and understand that, okay, the criticality that I put toward these people is like putting the criticality toward my own mother, right? Like, why would I? Let me understand where they were coming from, what time they lived in, what were they up against, what was going on, and how much courage and light they needed in order to make the changes that they made, rather than criticize and say it wasn't enough, right? Or it was, we should erase that from history because it's not good, we should be ashamed of it. But rather the understanding that the light that comes from the courage to make changes.
In
So,
your own time, in your own time, whatever that is.
well, you know what? And I
Um,
didn't get a chance to really bring this one up, but you're absolutely right. Like, I think the Lee family, the whole heritage of the Lee family is they know what time it is, right?
yep.
They know what time it is. It's very easy for any of the Lees to say, whether it's Richard Henry Lee, to say, hey, why would I need to, and we don't need to do that. We're going to wait for somebody else to do that. Or Robert E. Lee to recognize that, like, yeah, perhaps he's the only person. I don't know if he really understood that perhaps he was the only one that would be able to do that, and then really call it done and have that be enough, right? I don't know if he really understood it to be like that, but
Yeah.
um,
No, he did. I'm sure he did. The leader. He was the leader of. I mean, this is
right,
what it means to lead, right? This is what it
right,
means to lead. You're right. In the moment, this is right now. I need to do this,
right.
and we face this in our own personal lives sometimes. Don't look to somebody else to do the right thing.
Hmm.
Do the right thing even when no one's looking,
Right.
because it's about you in that moment doing what you believe based on your values and your family and your history. Do the right thing because you're making history. We're all making history every day, actually. It's just most of it isn't recorded, right? Most of it isn't.
Yep.
But things happen, and it makes a difference when we individually and do the right thing. Then collectively, we end up going in the right direction. And that's just,
Absolutely.
simplistic. It sounds simplistic when you say it that way,
Not at
but
all, Steve. Not at all, Steve.
there's some truth in it. Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
absolutely right. And I think with that, we can say, our blessings of liberty come because of courageous families like the Lees, who pledged their lives, fortunes, and sacred honors to preserve the liberty of the next generation, even in harsh opposition, in tough times. They knew what time it was.